through social media long enough, and you will inevitably hit the Anunnaki. Millions of people are currently obsessed with the idea that ancient aliens came to Earth, genetically engineered humanity, and enslaved us to mine their gold. The digital footprint of this theory is massive. There are entire online communities dedicated to deciphering supposed Anunnaki programming hidden in everything from crop circles to episodes of Scooby-Doo. But this sprawling internet phenomenon actually traces back to a single source, a man named Zecharia Sitchin, and his 1976 book, The 12th Planet. This diagram illustrates Sitchin's core thesis. He claimed the Anunnaki were astronauts from Nibiru, a rogue 12th planet locked in an eccentric 3,600-year orbit that periodically drags it through our inner solar system. By selectively retranslating ancient Mesopotamian texts to fit his ideas, Sitchin stripped the original mythology of its context and replaced it with a detailed science fiction narrative that millions now accept as historical fact. Look at this photo of Colin Powell at the United Nations. According to a prominent strain of this conspiracy, the 2003 invasion of Iraq was actually orchestrated by initiates like Powell to seize ancient Anunnaki technology buried in the desert. We also see the ziggurat of Ur co-opted into the narrative. Some theorists insist Saddam Hussein evaded capture during the 1991 Gulf War by hiding inside this ancient temple, supposedly protected from American bombers by an alien energy shield. And this image of the International Space Station. To the true believers, it is not a scientific laboratory, but a covert surveillance outpost quietly waiting for planet Nibiru to return. It leaves us with a stark choice. Either Zecharia Sitchin cracked the greatest cosmic secret in human history, or we are looking at a textbook case of bad archaeology spiraling completely out of control. This simulation shows what happens if you apply actual gravitational math to Sitchin's claims. A rogue planet on a 3,600-year elliptical orbit would instantly destabilize the inner solar system, either ejecting Earth into deep space or triggering massive planetary collisions. This Sumerian cuneiform tablet represents a dense language Sitchin claimed only he could translate. Take the word Shem. Orthodox scholars translate it as name or reputation. Sitchin decided it meant spaceship, forcing high-tech vehicles into mundane agricultural records. He did not uncover a forgotten extraterrestrial history. He simply wrote a compelling story first, and then hammered the ancient texts out of shape until they fit his predetermined narrative. If we set aside the spaceships and the ancient aliens, we can finally ask who the Anunnaki actually were to the people who built temples to them. This ancient cylinder seal impression depicts the Mesopotamian gods standing together in a line. To the Sumerians, the Anunnaki were a powerful pantheon of deities descended directly from the sky god An and the earth goddess Ki. In the authentic Mesopotamian creation myth, a group of lesser gods called the Igigi rebelled after centuries of grueling physical labor. To relieve them, the god Enki shaped a new replacement workforce, humanity. Those early humans were not created to mine gold for an alien empire. They were created to dig irrigation canals, tame the unpredictable rivers, and plow the muddy fields that allowed the very first civilizations to survive. The pantheon was driven by the dynamic tension between two divine brothers, Enlil, the lord of air who commanded action, and Enki, the lord of sweet waters who shaped ideas into reality. This mythology provided the blueprint for real-world Mesopotamian society. They organized their government around a household model, treating the city-state as an estate where the gods were the ultimate, unquestioned landlords. Look at the top relief on the Code of Hammurabi stele. It shows the mortal king receiving his authority directly from a seated deity, illustrating that rulers and high priests acted merely as stewards, managing the land for the gods. The Anunnaki were never physical beings ruling from a throne room. They were the ideological framework that gave humanity's first complex urban societies their order, their laws, and their shared purpose. As the centuries passed and power shifted from the Sumerians to the Akkadian, Babylonian, and Assyrian empires, the role of the Anunnaki naturally evolved with the people. You can see that cultural shift in this Assyrian relief of a chariot hunt. As society grew more militaristic, new aggressive national deities like Marduk and Ashur took center stage. relegating the older Anunnaki to the role of severe judges in the underworld. They were never a static, literal truth. The Anunnaki were a highly flexible cultural tool, adapting to the shifting political needs of the empires that worshipped them. There is a deep irony in how these ancient builders are treated by today's internet conspiracists. The ancient Mesopotamians invented the Anunnaki to celebrate human cooperation, their hard-won mastery over agriculture, and the dawn of civilization itself. But modern pseudoscience does the exact opposite. By crediting our greatest early achievements to a race of alien overlords, it strips humanity of its own agency and erases the brilliant, muddy, exhausting work of our ancestors. The true story of the Anunnaki does not require planet Nibiru or ancient astronauts. It is the grounded, profound story of humanity's very first attempt to look up at the sky and find our place in the universe.